Hi, in today's rare example of why buy it when you can build it for actually cheaper, we're going to make this boom clip to attach a USB condenser mic to a generic Ikea lamp arm thing. So I'll show you how. The parts I'm using in this project is this basic USB Fifine branded microphone, and it works pretty alright. The only downside is the little dinky tripod mount that it comes with. The next version up includes a articulating arm, but it's almost double the cost, which is, well, we can do better. So everyone's done this project before, and it bases off this Ikea Tertial, articulating desktop lamp. And it's a good product for under $13, especially for the mechanics involved, and that's what we need. So I'm just going to remove that lamp section of it, and we're going to utilize the original hardware that this thing comes with. We're going to use that and design the base part of the tripod mount as a clip. This is the assembly I came up with. It's split into two parts because the mating surfaces are perfectly flat, and a perfectly flat surface is great for 3D printing. It also gives us another degree of freedom. They're attached with a bolt between the two, and I was playing with a couple ideas, hence why there's a little countersink portion on the bottom. This is how I essentially put the first part together. You can have other interpretations. I'm just messing around in SolidWorks. And then the second part looks like this. It's just a copied version of the bottom bracket of the tripod mount with that embedded hex head, so you can either use an M6 nut or the original hardware. So we do need some extra hardware, 2 M3 bolts and a number 8 screw. I'm mixing imperial and metric because I just don't know what I'm doing anymore. And to get started, we do need to do some disassembly. So I'm going to remove the lamp module out of the lamp. And, well, it's soldered. The wires are soldered, so I did have to clip this off, which is part of the sacrifice of saving money, I guess. But I left enough length on there to use it for, I guess, another project. And then I'm just going to unscrew the bolts that attach the main housing to the arm, and that's what we're left with. So that little curved portion to mount to is 64 millimeters in diameter, and the holes are spaced 23 millimeters apart. And that's what that top portion, or that part on the right, was a little bit difficult to design to, but once you take those two measurements, things start to fall in place. So again, they're attached with a screw, and you can just bolt that together. The bottom portion is slightly undersized, so the threads will bite in and essentially, hopefully, keep it together. Haven't tested this for very long, but you can adjust the screw tension to get that little friction fit for how that part articulates between the two. Then it just mounts into the arm, and I'm using some nylon washers to compress and fit that radius. So you have an option to mount the microphone upright, or if you want to flip it down, which helps with the center of mass. Doesn't matter because the mic can twist on its own axis. You can mount it like this way. I have mine mounted up since it, it makes more sense because the name isn't upside down. And we'll use that original binding post, stick it in there, and use the winged screw and mount it in place. So that works just fine. And the final touches are just wrapping some Velcro around the USB cord so it stays in place and doesn't get in the way. And that's really it. So this voiceover, I'm recording with it mounted to my desk, and it seems fine. It's missing the shock mount, which, might be useful if I bump the mic like right now. But, avoid doing that. So some prototypes that I played with, I put a spring in between where that screw bolts into the bottom, so you can have a little tighter tension on these two mating surfaces. And, well, I didn't really feel like that was necessary, and it looked kind of ugly too, because I didn't really have the extra parts to make that spring look good. I keep talking about that extra degree of freedom or motion, and that's what this looks like. So it gives you like a little 2-inch radius swing, and though it's not really useful, it does make the mic tuck in a little bit neater when you push it out of the way, or just give you that extra 2 inches closer or away from your mouth if you need it. So I thought totally unnecessary, but this was an added bonus based on splitting it into two parts because it's easier to split it into two parts to get this 3D printed. But that's really the end of this project. So it's pretty useful. does save a couple dollars. And if you're looking for these STL parts, you can find them on my website. I'll put a link in the description below. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you learned something. Take care.